Your band can left us, wasn't even and your white-lipped dove that she loves so much. Now I know what you do with your hallelujah. I know how you feel with your hallelujah. I know you some bones with your hallelujah. Let's just fuck shit up and call it opportunity.
or not. As long as we know it's the truth. As long as we know it's the truth.
Money. I mean, how much is a lot of money?
Yeah, that's a good question. Have you made, say, millions of dollars?
No.
Are you a rich man?
When you mean rich, what you mean?
You have a lot of possessions? A lot of money in the bank?
Position make you rich? I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life.
Bob, how important is the ganja to a Rasta man?
Ganja is a bird, this is herb.
Herb. Does it matter to you that it's still against the law here in Jamaica?
Every law is illegal.
Every law is illegal.
Every government upon the face of this earth today is illegal. Not one of them is legal. Rasta is involved in progress, in making understanding, like preaching traditional culture to the people. Rasta are killers. You have to do good before you can be a Rasta.
You have to do good.
If you're body, then you're bad. If you're goody, then you're good.
What would I have to do to be a Rastafarian?
Well, the first thing
Is the message of Rastafari that you should go back to Africa?
yes, and that the earth must rule by Africa. One government. Forward, not back, forward.
Yeah. Go forward to Africa,
Yeah.
not back. Do you think that will ever happen? Do you really believe that will happen?
Rastafarianism is very popular in Jamaica, yet in Canada, the United States, it has a bad reputation. People are associated with drugs and the trafficking of marijuana and violence, police
Yeah,
arrests.
man, them crucified Christ, remember? Christ was a Christian and them crucified Christ, saying it's not what
No,
it is.
but let's go back to the facts. People have been arrested, and the Rastafarians in Toronto, for example, have a very bad reputation.
I wouldn't say that the Rastafarians have a bad reputation. I would say people give the Rastafarians bad reputation because
Yo, what's up, peeps? How's it going? 1:11 a.m. Rolling in on a super duper crisp moon tonight. Same sort of features as last night, but a lot more clarity. No turbulence, or at least minimal turbulence. I know I wrote last quarter in the title, but I guess it's not exactly last quarter just yet, but it's turning into last quarter. By tomorrow night, it'll be past 50%, so I don't know, I'm fudging it a little bit. Also a little, just got a little excited about it. I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely last quarter, but 59, yeah, no. up some wide shots over here. And I'll get rid of that focal reducer. We'll get some zoomed in shots of those 3 sets of craters that we saw. Yeah, Donnie fan. Did the Greeks know of Mars' 2 moons, Phobos and Deimos? I don't know, honestly. I gotta say, like, I love all the ancient history stuff, but I'm not as up on it as I am with, you know, kind of, I guess, electric universe and visual observational evidence of the moon. The ancient stuff is just a little bit deep right now in terms of where all the names came from, but in terms of electric universe, it makes sense that the ancestors were watching the stars and then coming up with names to kind of record history. And over time, those names changed, and different cultures had different names for the same type of event that they were seeing in the sky. So cultures had a different name for serpent, and they called it the serpent god when there were these plasma type of events that looked like spiral currents. And then when you had the ring donut, etheric plasma stuff, they called it something else, you know, and so these names stuck, and after a while, I guess they saw the planets up close, and they called Mars, Mars, and Venus, they called Ishtar, and however, other many names, I feel like that sort of might have established the geometry and the name nomenclature of what we're talking about. Let's see what else we got over here. Anyway, just I'll say what's up to everybody. I know Vision showed up, Duplicate, what's going on? Tim Martin, saw you earlier. If you're lurking, that's all good. If you want to say what's up, let me know. And yeah, I'm gonna go for like, I don't know, maybe an hour or so. See how much energy I got tonight. A bit more awake than yesterday. But we'll see. It's looking really great. So top left corner, Plato and the Mare Frigoris region looks okay. And then the best part, I think, is looking like that Apennine mountain range right around Eudoxus and Archimedes, and I want to say Cassini craters getting into shadow, and same thing with Valles Alpus. And I feel like the triangle with Copernicus and Aristarchus and Kepler is a little bit washed out. As you go down, there's this cool, like the 6 craterlet chain. Well, they're not craterlets, those are huge actually. But Ptolemaeus and Azrachill, I want to say. A couple more, what was the other one? Yeah, Alphonsus and Arzacchil. And then after that, the other 3 were Purback, Regiomontanus, and Walter. Just making reference to those. Those are probably the highlight features tonight. And then further down, we'll check out Tycho first, actually. And it was looking like Clavius was pretty sharp. Also Rupus Recta, top left. Yeah, Clavius, Tycho. First up, I'll hold here for a little bit. Yeah, no problem. I always wondered that though, like when I grew up, people were like, it's called this and it's called that, and I was like, who named it? And it was always the Greeks or the Romans, and nothing before that. I've always questioned like what came before that. But we don't really know for sure. You know, all our memories could have just appeared out of nowhere the last 100 years. Just some sort of simulation of the past. want to say this other crater to the north of Clavius. It's not coming to me. I just gotta look it up. Right, Maginus crater. Pretty rad. Above that, Proctor, and then So sure. Yeah, this region's looking really nice. Stick around here for a second. Yo, what's up there, Prow? How's it going? Turbulence just ran through. So let's creep on up along the Terminator. Today I was listening to this audiobook of Johannes Kepler's Somnium, and he used to call the Terminator line the splitter. So I think I'm just going to call it the splitter for now. What's up there, Haunted House? What's up there, Easy E? Have you heard about this Museum of the Moon exhibit? No, I don't think I have actually. Have to look that up. That's bookmarked for further research. Yeah, the atmosphere, well, the moon is still rising, but also this is what happens when it comes up right over the bay. Kind of get lots of atmospherics and heat turbulence, especially on the nighttime, like waning moons. So going up on the splitter tonight seems so weird. Alright, Terminator is also kind of weird too, though. It terminates. Terminate. Anyway. Really good views of Rupus Recta or the Straight Wall. And then the sets of 3 craters. Mentioned them a couple of times tonight. They're in the chat, but this is one of the better features. Interesting mix of hexagonal craters at the top left, Ptolemaeus. I want to say Walter at the very bottom right. The interesting inside features. I wonder, is this the Lunar X that people talk about? I always hear about that. Yo, what's up? How you doing? Ready? Cool daytime moon photo in your avatar. Alright, so going up along this Terminator line, looking for some great features for hexagons, looking for sort of ring craters, coming up here along the Apennine mountain range. This is really truly looking excellent tonight, and you can kind of see this, some of the pyroclastic structures to the left of it leading into, let's say that's Archimedes. coming up. This is like the wall of Mare Imbrium right now. So this is actually a great shot. Coming up here to the right is Cassini crater with a little crater inside. To the left of it is this whole little alpine mountain range with Valles Alpes, that alpine valley cut right in the middle, coming right under the Terminator line. And then to the left of it is Plato. Plato. There's just no way to say it without sounding like I'm a little drunk. Seeing lots of little cat faces in the mountain range. Cats in the mountains. Yeah, mymoon.org. I have that bookmarked. Oh yeah, definitely cool. I just recognized the picture. It was just all good. So let's just get a little wide shot over here, and then I'm gonna take out the focal reducer and get in close. Turbulence is minimizing for sure. And I think I need a drink, getting that dry mouth. I feel like the weather finally broke down here in South Florida. At least the humidity just a little bit today. Cheers, man. All right, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna leave the music going for a sec. I'll get myself a fresh coffee. It's worth it tonight. I kind of wish Orion were coming up a bit earlier because I'd like to stay up for that, but I think it's like 4 a.m. Not so sure I'm doing that tonight, but let's do some moon zooms for sure. nobody to save, just the corner of your page. On how many ways I've found the hole, I've found the stage. Nobody say I know it's your fate. Yo, what's up, y'all? Warm welcome to Wambra. What's going on? Is it your first time? I don't think I've seen your username before. But anyway, welcome. What's up, Ron? Sorry you've been sick, my man. Yeah, I'll play you some of the new stuff I've been working on. Lots of it is like really rough, but you know, fresh is fresh. Freshy fresh. What's up, Jacqueline? How you doing? Yeah, I haven't seen Ellie yet. Or Mary. Anybody else join that I haven't said what's up to? Alright. I haven't put out another album yet. I've been, I don't want to say lazy because I've been working on a lot of stuff, but yeah, I haven't had a chance to finish up all the records. I have organized everything though. I have at least three new albums that I'm gonna put out, but I feel like a lot of them just need to be bounced to 24-bit AIFF files, so a lot of them that I play are just MP3s that I render quickly. And I don't render the WAV files. And in order to like create the CDs or whatever, to create the online streams, I need to upload high quality AIFF files, which means I need to go back and reopen all those other ones, kind of like tweak them a bit. And of course, as I start to open up the old files, like, I don't know, any number of them, I start like tweaking them, and then I get like, oh, I could redo the vocals on this one. You know how it goes. And so, I got deep into fixing a bunch of them, and then as I took breaks, I would write some new stuff. So this is like a new one. It's your green window and your violet lips, that's your chestnut. Awesome. Some courage. Alright, I'm gonna zoom in for us while I play this game. Zoomed in right here. This track's called Weedin' and Livin', because we weedin' and livin'. Where do I go for inspiration for my tunes? Honestly, it's I let the tunes kind of write themselves. In a way, I'll just jam until I find a cool idea. That's about, I don't know, 5-10 minutes of jamming, whether just humming or playing guitar or keyboards. Within like 10 minutes or so, there's some sort of cool riff that I like. and then I'll take that, I'll section it up, and I'll try and refine it and play it a little better. And within the process, if it kind of gets boring, I'll toss it and go back to the well. But if it's good enough, I'll kind of pursue it and I'll create a drum beat or bass line. And then once I have like a verse chorus sort of thing, then what I'll do is just sit with the headphones and kind of focus and run like a couple of vocal lines just from completely getting inspired by the track's vibe. And usually it's like a hummed vocal line. And sometimes like I'll hear it and I'll instantly know what to say as the first line. There are certain songs that I put out like, I don't know, like Catch or Light of the Moon, like those lines were like, they instantly came to me just because the track told me to sing that. I know it sounds silly, but that's sort of how I get inspired. You know, it's rare that I'll sit down and say, oh, I want to write a song about such a thing, and then write it. It's a lot more of the first thing. So, let's see what else. What's up, Awake? How you doing? Just noticed I was live. Welcome, welcome. Moon surface is very fractal. Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think about it all the time. I feel like the idea of fractal reality is a concept we should ponder more deeply. So I'm just getting a little wide footage over here, recording this in full definition, so I have for later. Mari Imbrium in full effect right here. This is really nice. It's kind of it's getting that great gradiated effect, the gradient at the top right corner. I don't know if you guys recognize it, but a lot of the times when Mari Crisium is on the top right corner, like the 95% waning gibbous, you'll get this kind of gradiated effect at the mouth of Mari Crisium, which kind of gives it this 3D effect. And so what's really cool is Mari Imbrium is obviously much larger. You're getting this at the top right corner as well, this kind of 3D gradient effect. Running over, I want to say Cassini crater, top right. So, Womber says, cool, process a little different every time. Yeah, you know, the thing is I spent a lot of years trying to write songs intentionally. Like I'd sit down and be like, oh, I need to write this song that's like a drive-in rock and roll song, you know, so I can go play that and people react that way. And once I stopped doing that, I stopped having this kind of idea that what I would write is, you know, that I'd have a plan on what to write. I started just, like I'd sit, sometimes actually I'll put like a video on a loop, for example, something on YouTube, or I'll just watch the moon stuff, for example. A lot of these songs are watching all the clips, for example. I'll just put the tracks on mute, or the videos on mute, and I'll sit and I'll play something on the guitar until I find something that matches. And it's kind of an ever-giving source of inspiration, to be honest. It's like, how can you really get lost with all these weird visuals? Now, I don't think everything I write is perfect or like the best thing, but it's just about a numbers game ultimately. If you do like 20 good things, one of those is bound to be really great. I'm also sort of floored by this image right now, you know, the Apennine mountain range coming up along the rim. So sharp. Yeah, let's dive right in. I think that's enough. What is that? That's like 2 minutes of footage. I'll go like 15 more seconds. Toast to y'all. Got some ice brew. Finally went shopping today. Yo, if you also have an opportunity and the skies are good, you should probably look at this moon for reals. I should be encouraging everybody to take a little step outside and make sure you see this beautiful moon. Luckily, I can see both the screen and the actual moon from sitting here. You know, for me, it's the moon, but, you know, I've said it, like, the sun is equally incredible. It's obviously much more difficult to sit and observe the sun, but once that setup is in play, like, gosh, I would watch the sun all day if I could. You know, the cloud interaction, especially if you could see the chromosphere. It costs like $1,000 nowadays, and you can literally see flares and magnetics and granularity on the surface, like solar geology, I guess, and solar dynamics is within reach of the amateur. It's pretty incredible. All right, time for zooms. Damn, could it get any sharper? Dare I taunt the clouds? Leave Chrome Fantastic in the background, that's cool. This is off that Captain of the Stars album. All right, check this shot out right here. I gotta say, like, what's really cool is that even though I've been doing this for a few years, and maybe, you know, what is it, 3 years online, no Pavlovian response. I'm still streaming. This is not the outro, even though the song's called. All right, so what I was talking about, what I was going on about is something I totally forgot. But yeah, what's cool is that even though I've done this a while, there's always a time that I feel like, man, this is the best shot of this area that I've gotten ever, which is really fun to do live. So that's this region right here. I don't think I've really seen things that sharp over here with the rill. Sorry, I'm just toying with the ISO. Just got it really tight. Look at that. What's up, Derek Lettern? How you doing? Chrome Fantastic, I'll be sure to play that song later, no problem. It's just hard to talk over that song because there's just me talking over me. It's just a mess. But this region has given us some awesome views right here. Find out what this is called real quick. Guess that's a little too close. So Archimedes crater, and then underneath Archimedes Mountains, and then the kind of area between Archimedes crater and the Apennine range is Palus Putridis. Palus Putridinus, I guess. Fucking weird names. I love it. Yeah, the Archimedes crater. "83 kilometers in diameter for reference." Yeah, so Palus Putridinus is the region that I'm talking about being just really exquisite tonight. Autolycus and Aristillus are these two craters with the really sharp shadows right now. Like double crescent moon. The periodolia is strong with this region, the two eyes. Hang here for a couple more moments. I'll move on. Cassini crater. Montes Alpes and Valles Alpes, which is just seen right down the middle. You can kind of see that the gash. We were seeing it as an X yesterday. It's sort of still there, but the shadow is different. But underneath you can see this great long shadow cast pointing towards Cassini crater by this little rock formation. Exactly, I auto-like us your video. Please auto-like us. Any idea how deep those craters are? Yeah, I can get you those dimensions, sir. Let's go back. All right, so let's, Archimedes is 83 kilometers in diameter and 6,500 feet on the walls of Archimedes. And then the smaller crater is Autolycus. Autolycus is 40 kilometers in diameter and 10,400 feet tall. That's even taller than Archimedes. And then Aristillus, 55 kilometers in diameter, the larger one, and 11,100 feet tall on the tallest rim of the mountains. Forms a remarkable couple with Autolycus, circular formation, very steep and tormented slopes. Exceptional formation is the category. So those two are in shadow right now. Going up to Cassini. You'll forgive me, I'm not looking at the chat room right now, so I'll hop back to it. But just see. Cassini, 58 kilometers in diameter, 3,800 feet tall. Circular formation, steep slopes supporting Cassini and to the northwest, few high walls. And the rock that's cast is Mons Piton, M-O-N-S-P-I-T-O-N. That's a, let's see, what is it, 25 kilometers by 25, yeah, I guess it's diameter, and 6,800 feet tall. That tiny little, what looks like a little rock casting that long shadow. Mons Piton. All right, let's go wide for a moment. Enjoy this view. Get a little extra footage. Nope, nope. Thanks. Cool. Some crispy photos for the albums. Look at that. That's pretty amazing. Yo, what's up, Martel Champagne? It's so fantastically clear, I can't even handle it. I'm just like, this is, you know, the whole kind of gratifying joy of doing this type of work is getting nights like these and to be able to share it. I'm sure I've said exactly this maybe 50 times before, but it's probably worth expressing. So yeah, it's just, how the hell do we have a moon? So cool. Unbelievable time and space and consciousness to have this creature or planetoid or whatever it may be just at our doorstep, at our window step. Not lost on me. Alright, so I think we've given this region a lot of love, even though it does look incredible. Let's go down a bit and see what's going on with other portions that I guess it's a little bit washed out in the Stellarium region. Sandy in the bottom left is like looking super gray. It's like ridiculous comparatively. Let's see if I can pull any detail out of this with the contrast. is really fascinating to me. So I'm just getting adjusted. It's just this amazingly sharp, I guess V shape is the only way I can explain it. And it has this kind of little crater inside it to the top right corner. So this clef right here, this is what I'm talking about. The edge of Walter Crater. Just got so fuzzy for a second. It's just a fascinating thing to get this light coming through this one point almost, and being cut by these two walls. Just really excellent views. I'm just gonna keep going north. Looks like dragon scales at this point. What's up, Los Brooklyn? How you doing? Welcome to the late show right here. Getting some crispy shots. Look at this detail around. I want to say that it's Ptolemaeus and let me just get that right. Yo, what's up, Keith? How you doing? This is Miami, just can't catch a break. That sucks, man. I wish you had views of this, because tonight is just something pretty special. I was looking up this name of this crater right here, Arzachel. Chill out atmospherics. What's up, Ben? Or did I say hi, Ben? Sorry if I doubled up on that. Let me know if anyone else joined, wants to shout out. Hope you guys are doing great. 2 a.m. over here. 4:20 everywhere. Look at this, the edge of this Arzachel crater. Arzachel is about 100 or so, what is it? 98 kilometers diameter, about 10,900 feet on those walls. Very much reminds me of Copernicus at certain areas, and the kind of chunk out of the wall on the bottom reminds me of Plato. And then to the left of that, what was it, Arzachel, and this large one's Ptolemaeus, coming up on the full screen view. Hexagonal, flat-floored crater with a tiny craterlet in the top right. is Alphonsus. So Arzachel, Alphonsus. Arzachel has like the largest central peak, which interestingly could probably be measured by kind of looking at the shadows and realizing, so the height of the walls of Arzachel are 10,900 feet. So central peaks are probably about 2/3 of that. And then Alphonsus has a tiny little central peak and this kind of a little bit fat, sinuous rill going down the middle. There's this little crater between Alphonsus and Arzachel. It's called Alpetragius, I want to say. 48 kilometers in diameter, 11,000 feet tall. Let me make sure I'm talking about the right one. Yeah, so Alpetragius is the very defined little crater right here, like the cherry bomb or whatever. Looks a lot like a volcano, actually, interestingly enough. Yep, our satchel. So, yep, Alphonsus looking really great. Alphonsus, let me get some details on that. All right, let's see. Alphonsus is testing my eyesight. 118 kilometers in diameter, 8,300 feet tall on the walls. I'm not even going to try and read that from this distance. Going up to Ptolemais. I'm spending a lot of time on this region, but whatever, it looks great. Ptolemais is the largest of the three, 154 kilometers in diameter, hexagonal walls, exceptional formation. What up, Mr. Black? How's it going? All right, let me widen up the shot just a little bit, even though it looks nice close up, just so you can see where we're at. Take a little shot, take a little shave, and over here, sliding up the moon. All right, I guess we're back north. I haven't given much love to the Aristarchus region, even though, you know, my love affair with Aristarchus. Let's see what's going on. Maybe I can adjust the contrast enough, but it's like way washed out. Well, maybe I washed it out myself. I think it's a little better now here. Yeah, it's either atmospherics or moon glow at this particular angle. Just making this region look all funkadelic. You can see a little bit of Schroeder's Valley, tiny bit of the inside of Aristarchus crater, Herodotus, almost nothing. Yo, what's up, Starseed? Let's check out Copernicus, Montes Copernicus. Copernicus also kind of wavering, getting that glow, a little bit better than Aristarchus. And Kepler's the worst out of the three, I feel, tonight. Just really washed out. But I'm gonna hit that contrast and see what it's gonna pull out if that works. That's not too bad. Yeah, but it's still a little bit even more turbulent than the other regions, I guess. But that's nice. Now let's go back around. All right, you can see the inside of the kind of impact area, or discharge area, whichever area you believe caused the crater. It looks like this just fantastic, fantastic view. Always blows my mind. Copernicus is just like majestic. Got caught in a cycle of trying to fix it and couldn't do it. All right, so yeah, I feel it's totally vibrational or something. So let's check out, what did I want to see? Let's go back up north. Check out the mountain range. I feel like I'm losing a little bit of view. I know what's going on, actually. My scope is now hitting the windowsill. I'm getting loss of visual fidelity. So I'm gonna take a little break. Jacqueline, take it easy. Thank you. I'll see you on the next one.
Watching
is calling, a souvenir, as soon as rescue, I'll retourner. They're fixing the phone, mixing your liquids, now you're left for dead. Just pay your debts. Flow, the news calling, a souvenir, as soon as rescue, I'll retourner. They're fixing the phone, mixing your liquids, now you're left for dead. Just pay your debts. Flow, the news calling, a souvenir, as soon as rescue. Abrupt. Totes abrupt. What's up, what's up? More Jello. Good night, Prow. What else going on in the chat room? I just zoomed out for a second because, taking a second from the zooms. Where is my piano? There's my piano. I've been messing with piano a lot. Like the sound of fix it later. But anyway, yeah, doing some cool zooms over there. We saw all those features a couple of different times. Clavius with the chain of craters and Tycho. I feel like as it's getting a little higher up, I'm getting more of that kind of wiggly turbulence. So, still fantastic views tonight. I think I'm getting a little sleepy, even though the coffee is working strong against that. Physically, I should probably sleep. How you guys doing in the chat room? Giggity, giggity. Yeah, I don't know. I got the view for a little bit longer, I'm sure, so I'm going to stick it out. And I don't know. I wish Orion would come up a little bit. I'd love to get some nebular. But the mountain range is really the best feature tonight, just kicking ass on the detail. Gotta move this around. Creak, creak, creak. Here we live on the moon. I step in this evening to you all. A moontastic Saturday. A great time to be alive and reflect on the crazy things in this world. Oh, that's our philosophy. I heard it way back when we needed, before we were breeding and bleeding all over the truth. Oh, 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 craziest one. All I meant no heart attack. Lift my soul, believing it feel every way how it is. Just messing. All right, let's move up the view a little bit. And I'll keep it up here north on Mare Frigoris for a moment. Just that contrast, ever so slightly. I love it. The contrast is like seasoning. Let's season this shot with that little cream fraiche, a touch of pepper, a touch of gamma. It's so interesting how bright it is on the, I guess, what is it? On the west side of the moon, comparatively. If I do the contrast too much, it'll just like knock out all this great detail. But look, I'm gonna bust up this color, get that camo green in Mare Imbrium. This is a cool shot. All right, that's a good setting right there. No, there was no horse action. Sovereign Gamer, is that what it is? What's going on? Andrew Johnson, morning. How you doing, bud? I like to sing this song about a crush I had 100 years ago, as a cipher, no regulation. I had a muffin made of tough links, so I bought some runaways. I had a nothing, a solely t-shirt signed by my favorite couple. Left me alone in my way so long. What is this one? Well, I wandered through this dream, fly away from my sinking body. What is it? Got dragged into this place, back from time and space. I was in line for another party. Mama done came along and asked me where the hell I thought I was going. Well, I got so much life and know it sounds pretty good to me. I'm staying with that dream, I'll make believe in the light of the moon come down. Hey, mama, don't make them come round. The depth of your frequency style. Don't make them tell lies in the light of the moon. Yeah. So welcome to the greatest place on earth. It was your lively intervention. You're the favorite since birth, the longest chair in my confession. If you speculate the worth of a lifetime in search of good intentions, you find out what to do. If you don't, man, then you're screwed. You'll burn in search of the remote control. Don't drift away on me, man. Let's get back here. Still looking good, still looking sharp. Shop, shop. Back to the Mari Imbrium, to the Mari of Imbriums. guitar here is acceptable. Everybody in the world has a little piece of life to perform. Everybody in this little world had some life to give, but no one has a little breath to call their own. In this world, no life is insignificant. Don't you see where we all fit? Oh, that's not the right chord structure. Maybe if I go to yeah, I'm still learning piano, so this is just rough and tumble, and in a year's time I'll play songs correctly. But I feel like it's more interesting to listen to me do new things. Played lots of guitar for you guys, lots of tracks. Let me see, let me change the sound up. Maybe I can do something with a synthesizer. Synthesize electro. It's so good now, it's so still now. Alright. What's this sound? That's kind of cool. Whoa, that's really loud though. What about this one? That's cool. Get that. And put that in some sort of stepper motor. Maybe not that just now. What about just adjust this delay so it's something really weird? That's pretty sweet. No, that's crazy. That's cool. Maybe that's a little too much, actually. About to get some Depeche Mode vibes up in here. Just adjusting this moonshot real quick. that was a fun one. Little synth piece right there. It's kind of cool getting into it live, not on the guitar, you know, just ooh, come down music. Hook up V-drums to live stream and take requests. Yeah, that sounds cool. Man, anything nowadays, people want to see people do interesting musical things, that's for sure. Let's change up the sound a little bit. If I belong, how so we define the song. And if the moon don't stay too long, I'll find a friend to sing along. Don't tell me you gotta go. Oh please, I just arrived. Don't say you gotta go. You gotta know how much we oughta see. Don't chance it oughta come. I don't know. I don't know what style. I don't know about Diana Krall. If I listen to like jazz, it's gonna be like some Soft Machine. I don't know if you guys know about Soft Machine, Alan Holdsworth, and or Gentle Giant is another great band that I listen to. Fela Kuti, for example. Piano players, I mean, Chick Corea is great. Keith Jarrett, Oscar Peterson. Dream Theater is another band that I used to listen to, and then I realized, like, while they're fantastically gifted musicians, there's just something so, I don't know, I just can't listen to that music too much. Back over here at Mare Imbrium, looking really dope. So gorgeous tonight. Yep, Jordan Rudess. I just saw an interview with him. I mean, dude is super talented, right? It's just, there's something about it, like even, I don't know, once you get to know bands like Caravan, Camel, Automatic Man, Holdsworth, for example, Soft Machine, what's it called? Was it Robert Wyatt? Robert Fripp, sorry. And yeah, you just, all these guitar players, it just changes your understanding of like what was popular and what you thought was cool in your teenage years. What's up, Fantasy? How's it going? I mean, that doesn't say like, Yes is one of those bands that I always thought was cool and still is like supremely cool to me. They just never got into that category where it was like, oh, you know, they're obviously not the only prog band that I like nowadays, even though I used to think, okay, that was it, Yes, and that's it. But, you know, there are a ton of great prog bands. Like I mentioned, Gentle Giant has risen up in the very top tier for me almost immediately. When I listened to Gentle Giant, they became like, I won't say Yes level, but close, you know. Who else have I discovered recently? I mean, like the Automatic Man stuff I've recommended before, but Automatic Man has 2 albums that are just like these complete gems out of nowhere that redefine what I think hard rock could be, or like phaser, or like alien rock, and no, just more obscure stuff. I don't know if any of y'all have heard of Camel, but that Andrew Latimer, that guitar player from Camel, is just beyond kind of most players. You know, he, to me, like when I discovered him in my 30s, I was just like, man, he's on the level of Gilmore, if not almost even more accomplished in a way, oddly. No, that's hard to say. That's a tough sell. But Andrew Latimer, pretty unbelievable guitar player, just never talked about. People don't even know who he is. Owner of a Lonely Heart, yeah, that's kind of, Captain Beefheart was pretty great. Yep, definitely. I mean, still love the Doors. Doors really never lost their appeal. I mean, Zeppelin as well. But Zeppelin kind of like was this godlike status to me. I didn't think people wrote well. You know, I heard all these hard rock songs. I'm like, no, Zeppelin is great because they write great rock songs, you know. But then you realize like lots of great, give you a prime example is like, for example, the Moody Blues. You know, people talk about top 100 this and top 100 that, but the Moody Blues just like from the 60s, early 60s on, like just unbelievable writing, amazing lyrics, incredible playing before anybody kind of set the mold. People like Fela Kuti kind of inspired everybody too. You know, people talk about Hendrix, but there were all these other guitar players. A lot of people know about Ritchie Blackmore, but Ritchie Blackmore inspired a whole ton of people early on. Morgella says, I like John Petrucci, Satriani, Vai, Eric Johnson lives down the road from me. Yeah, so all these cats are like my teenage idols, but I'll be honest, I don't think I've listened to any of them in a lot of years, although I will tell you that I can always pull up Flying in a Blue Dream, or Always With Me, Always With You. I'll play that. Like, I've never forgotten how to play that one, or I guess I shouldn't say that, but I know how to play that one. And what else? Also, Alien Love Secrets by Vai. I know that record backwards and forwards. So that to me is like, will always stand up. And some even Black Star by Yngwie will always kind of be like an amazing shred record. But you know, in hindsight, now that we see all this different music, it's easier to judge like what really held up. You know, for example, Bob Marley like absolutely held up. Fela too. I don't know who any of you guys listen to Fela at all, because Fela Kuti to me just kind of no one talks about, but clearly one of the best musicians ever to have existed. Pink Floyd's God status, yeah, definitely Pink Floyd didn't lose God status, but when you listen to, honestly, Caravan or Camel, both of those bands, if you listen to a bunch of their records, you realize like Pink Floyd was amazing, but Caravan and Camel and a bunch of other Canterbury bands like really did similar things and did them really well. Like classic melodies, huge guitar lines, perfect production, interesting lyrics. You know, they didn't do the concept album, I guess, like, you know, The Wall or Dark Side. And you know, you can never take that away from Floyd, but musically, there are definitely bands that have done, you know, music that just is mind-bending. Andrew Johnson, organs make anything better, although the Doors had lyrics down pat. I'm a big fan of Bonzo Dog Doodah Band. If you get a chance, check out the Half Man, Half Biscuit. Okay, I'll write that down. That looks interesting. I gotta check that out. I got like 3 links tonight. Lennon was great. Lennon was trying to write some interesting stuff. Buckethead, same sort of thing. Shredsville, technically unbelievable. And yeah, I can't listen to it too much. I don't know, it's not that the expressions are bad, and it's not that the musicality is, there's nothing bad about it, it's all fantastic, but it's just something not, I don't know, maybe the experience that's being conveyed is not something that I relate to necessarily. I much more relate to something like Yes, for example, like the vibe that they were trying to create, this off the wall, or Mahavishnu Orchestra, for example, or I'm zoning out right now, but there are a lot of really killer albums. Also, there are like these great one-off albums, not one-hit wonders, but just like really great albums from the 80s that exist, like the Tweezers. Nobody knows the Tweezers, but there's a really killer album by the Tweezers. It's like this SoCal band from 1984 in LA. They never even put out a record, but there's like a 30-minute EP, and it just kicks ass. It's like on the level of anything Joan Jett did or like Pat Benatar did easily. I should actually post that for y'all, because that record is great. At least for me it is. SoCal 80s, Tweezers. Where are you? Just searching. Here we go. So this record is like, I've never heard anyone talk about this record. So that's the Tweezers. Jeff Beck is great. Jeff Buckley, I think, is better than Jeff Beck to my ears, but Jeff Beck is a monster player, that's for sure. Oh, that's really loud. Let's get something a little chiller. FM piano, maybe? Low-key melodic for his mom. All right, I'll have to check that out. I haven't checked out Buckethead in a while. That's the truth. It's been a while since I've listened to Buckethead. So that maybe was a rash judgment on his playing. Actually, I saw a clip maybe a year ago of him playing live. I mean, chops are still very high. I was watching all those cats like Extreme, Nuno Betancourt, still crushing it, and all of those guys, it's crazy. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Man, if y'all have not checked out YMO, Yellow Magic Orchestra is the one, is the deep, yeah, Supertramp, man, fantasy. Sorry, I just jumped so quickly, but Yellow Magic Orchestra, if you guys are into weird stuff, that is just giving an ocean of music. But yes, Supertramp, amazing. Steely Dan, definitely amazing. I think, although Steely Dan is probably more maybe jazz, technically proficient jazz-wise, I feel like I like Supertramp more in a way than Steely Dan musically. That's not it's not a good thing to sing over. It's a little too trigger happy. Let's get something a little softer. Maybe a pad. Almost 3 a.m. over here. Thanks for hanging out with me on this. Whoa, that's sweet. That's pretty cool. Still got some crispy moon views. I'll go a little bit longer, as long as the view is still in play. Get to the south side. There's some cosmic dust I got. Oh, you know, so all the Beatles stuff apparently is like stuff that I'll get flagged for sure, and likely get the video taken down, because they're very strict about it. Same thing with Supertramp, same thing with, I heard Floyd too, and I definitely get those ads on Floyd stuff that I do almost instantly. So ads are are not a big deal, but I don't like videos being taken down. Until the Beatles relax a little bit. Alphaville's great, yeah, I like Alphaville. This vibe is really cool right here. Let me just mess with the vocals a little bit. What's on my vocal channel? Channel, delay designer. Hello. That's cool. Damn. It's like the Matrix sound. What do you want to see, Neo? Is that too weird? Just catching up to the delay. For letting me know. My life, she said, no praise, you can't color. Oh, this is color. Just dream of color. When I live alone, please, I feel you. Tenderly, Jesus lives, and I found you. So, I guess tweezer's not for you. Yeah, that's fine. That happens. Really late. Not everything's wrong. Just see the ring. Not everything's wrong. It got real toasty in here, man. Just head rush. All right. Okay, now Soft Machine I'm digging. Reminds me of Dixie Dregs for some reason. Yeah, Dixie Dregs is, what's his name? Steve Morse. They kind of have a similar, legato style, him and Alan Holdsworth. But I think I like Soft Machine a little bit more. I mean, just they're all such power players, and the drummer is just off the freaking charts. Cool. Oh yeah, totally aware of Dixie Dregs. What's up, Eat All Your Fish? How you doing? No, Tweezer literally is that EP, that's it. Nothing else exists beyond that. And it's one of those things that's just weird. And then you listen to it a couple of times and all of a sudden, like, you'll never forget the kind of structure of it. It's actually very well written, interestingly recorded. It's got this kind of, this quirky drummer who's a session drummer. There's this interview. It's the only thing I've found about that record where he talks about recording it and doing these weird time things behind the vocal. And her voice is just cranky and messed up, and it somehow grows on, it grew on me. It became one of my little cult records that no one knows about. I will put it out there and say Tweezers is better than Weezer, but it's not for everybody. Now I find you because celebrate, knowing must love you. And the Casper call my name. Shooting spells that call my name. Yo, what's up? Please save the bees. Ooh, my baby monsters outside. She like comes on a melody. Oh. Don't steal the love song. Don't believe in being real. So bad, don't you know I creature sad? Oh, forgiveness, everyone. I wanna see what you got, what you got, who's your God? Operator, Stallion, steal out, sing like a lunar operator. So hard, here through the car street, slow down for me, people in gravity well. That's it for me, y'all. It's been a nice long show tonight. About 2 hour 20 coming in. Appreciate everybody coming through tonight. It's late and it's a full chat room. I've been reading everything a little bit as I just jam out here. This has been fun. I kind of love this keyboard setup. It's different and interesting, and failing a lot in public is good. Let's say goodnight to the Luna. Luna Tuna. Alright, I'm going to change that sound up a little bit and get back to my piano. Oh, petite. Nearly there. It's almost dimmed out entirely. Feel like I want to transcribe this whole thing and do it on the piano. I just got to get better at playing, but it's a good goal, good motivator. Let me see, what can I play to take us out here? Better. Yeah, I'm not going to work that out right now. A little too late. What about this one? This B minor. Let's see. Up late, I am. Imagine what's going on. Let's see. Thank you, Mr. Skunk. Thanks, Donnie Fam. Too bad I couldn't play the outro to the Friendly Giant. I don't know that one. Sounded like the Jethro Tull intro. Oh, is that what that is? I'm blanking right now. What is this? There we go. Candlelight, watching, pushing on a plane. Distant ship is my delight. To your fire out in the sky. Let me take you for a while and carve out ocean. Screwing it up. Ocean. It's not B minor. Oh, it is. Okay. For you. Yeah, you do what you do when you try to feel special. Yeah, I'm going to work all of these out. It's going to be fun. It's like something to work towards, being able to play all of these. You know, maybe jazz will come at some point. Dissonance is getting easier to hear. Yeah, I'm gonna sleep late. I'll just play something recorded and sit and have my last smoke with y'all. Let the moon drift off. Let's see, I'll pick a good one. Dun, 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 ba-da-da-da-da-do-do-do. Yeah, this one's a good one to take us out. As yet untitled track. Maybe now I know better. All right. Have a great day tomorrow. Thanks again, everybody. Catch you on the next one. Captain out. Worthwhile taking a shot at it, so if y'all want to hang out just a little bit longer, let's do another 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes, just get the quick shot of the nebula. I think I can scope it. What song for the nebula shall we play? attention. Oh, fantastic. Just took down to the verse. I'm driven along, I'm driven along, I'm driven a long, long way. You took my love, you took my love, you took my love away. I'm driven along, I'm driven along, I'm driven a long, long way. You took my love, you took my love, you took my love away. I'm driven along, I'm driven along, I'm driven a long, long way. You took my love, you took my love, you took my love away. On the gas, it's only a test. On the gas, it's only a test. Are you ready to go? Ready to go? Ready to go? I gotta get out of here. Driven a long way. I took my love today. Sitting in the backseat, 70 attention, chrome fantastic. You fold your viewers in reverse. I'm driven along, I'm driven along, I'm driven a long, long way. You took my love, you took my love, you took my love